the initial Wehrmacht operations in Spain to the conquest of the whole European continent, you shall lead the Blitzkrieg, the Lightning War. The time has come to deal with Poland. France and Britain will have to pay for the disgrace of the Treaty of Versailles. The battles from Norway to North Africa and from the British Isles to the Soviet Union are awaiting you. Using the power of your aerial and naval forces, take over the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. Britain should part with the role of mistress of the sea. Having seized Europe, you will receive the key to the Dranga Korsen, crush the hordes of the hated Bolsheviks in the fire of unprecedented battles. Reich will finally establish its power over the continent by occupying the territories from the Atlantic to the Urals and from Norway to North Africa. The world is waiting for a new order led by the Groß Deutschland. He is one of the best in the Wehrmacht, an audacious and risk-averse commander, who prefers to lead from the front lines, moving along with the raccoon. He is elusive and is capable of delivering immediate strikes. Due to his flair and finesse, he was nicknamed the Desert Fox. He skillfully uses tricks on the battlefield. He invented the tactic of shooting enemy tanks using anti-aircraft artillery. Enjoys the great Schnelle Heinz, Fast Heinz, the king of the tank war. He received his nickname from his ability to destroy enemy troops in incredibly fast pace. He was the creator of the Wehrmacht's tank forces and of the very theory of Blitzkrieg. Guderian is a second to none in the art of motorized warfare. His tanks advance at an unthinkable pace for the enemy, blocking communications, destroying headquarters and spreading panic to the enemy's rear. Not only Schnelle Heinz excelled in his battles, but thanks to his efforts, the cost of the tank production in Reich has increased drastically. He is one of the best in the Wehrmacht, an audacious and risk-averse commander, who prefers to lead from the front lines, moving along with the raccoon. He is elusive and is capable of delivering
In 1933, Germany embarked on a path of grandiose changes. After the humiliations they have suffered from their defeat in the Great War, the patience of the Germans was exhausted. The German nation rallied around their new leader. Hitler made it clear to the whole world that he was determined to solve all territorial and economic problems caused by the Treaty of Versailles. Because of this treaty, Germany has lost all its colonies, part of the original German territory, and was obliged to pay huge reparations for the next 80 years. Attempts to resolve it peacefully were met with a strict refusal and military intervention from France. In order to defend its independence, Germany had to start a war.
General Franco has raised an uprising against the communist regime in Spain. I believe it is necessary to help him. This operation will not only strengthen the economic power of the Reich, does not allow us to intervene openly. Therefore, volunteering corps will deploy in Spain under your command. Take off immediately. The troops are waiting for you.
Yes, my Führer.
It is necessary to gain a foothold in order to be able to deploy forces. The Republicans have left a very weak garrison to guard this airfield. Let's begin by capturing it. Select an infantry unit by clicking on it with the left mouse button. Then you can issue commands, attack the airfield guards. In most cases, units are able to attack one time per turn. Capture the airfield. To do this, move the unit towards the hexagon with a flag. Only land units can capture objects. The airfield is ours. Perfect. The Luftwaffe will immediately transfer additional air forces to this airfield. In order to transfer non-infantry troops, it is necessary to capture the railroad station. Use the attack aircraft to blast away the enemy force from the station and then occupy it with infantry. Choose a tactical bomber. Bomb the enemy by clicking on it with the left mouse button. The aircraft can attack ground targets located in the same hexagon as them. Following the attack on the ground target, the bomber can move one hexagon and give others the opportunity to attack. Move the plane aside. Choose another bomber. Attack the enemy. Take the second bomber off the side of an attack. Choose an infantry unit. In most cases, troops are unable to move once capture the station. It is necessary for the transfer. Excellent. Now our heavy units could be relocated in here. Now we need artillery support. It is necessary to capture the primary supply depot to ensure the successful resupply of our troops. From there, logistical supplies can be sent to all other supply depots. Initially, shell it with artillery and then attack with the infantry. Shell your enemy. Artillery is very effective against unarmored targets such as infantry. Finish off your weakened enemy. When not in transit mode, towed artillery can move one hexagon per turn, while in transit mode, choose an artillery unit. Capture the supply depot. Once captured, the supply depot will automatically start delivering logistical support to all your units in its operational area. To see the supply depot's operational area, click on it. Excellent. The bridgehead has been seized. Press the End Turn button to proceed to the next phase of the operation. Press End Turn button. General Staff to the Commander of the Condor Legion. We have seized the city of Talavera and are ready to launch a general offensive against Madrid. In cooperation with the troops of General Franco, your task is to ensure the success of the offensive. In order to proceed, you need to establish control over the following key strategic points. Las Ventas. To ensure further advance, take over the Republican supply depot. Brunette. Taking this important transport junction will allow you to possess a useful airfield close to Madrid. While in Madrid, capture the city's airport, the railroad station, and the main supply depot of the Republican Army. Faithful to Franco, the garrison of Toledo keeps control of the city with defiance. Rescue the city defenders before the Republicans destroy them.
Icons next to a unit allow you to quickly get important information about it. If the selected unit does not move during the current turn, the canister icon will be green. If it moves, the icon will be grey. Similarly, the cartridge icon shows if the unit has made an attack during this move. The red color of icons indicates that either the fuel or ammo in that particular unit has been depleted. Your army is comprised of the core and auxiliary forces. Infantry units can easily hide themselves from attacks and shelling in urban, wooded and mountainous areas. Destroying enemy armor is much easier here than in the open field. Bombers are flying artillery and clear the way for our tanks. They can provide emergency support for the ground forces wherever needed. Do not leave your bombers without protection. Remember, they are a prime target for enemy fighter planes. Fighter planes are needed for gaining air superiority, as well as for protecting ground forces and bomber aircraft. Keep your fighter planes close to the units that you want to protect. Enemy aircraft will return fire as soon as they are attacked. Air weaponry also allows fighters to attack ground targets, although with a low efficiency. Infantry solidifies the success achieved by the rest of the forces. Use infantry units to escort tanks, assault and defend cities, as well as for special missions in mountainous and wooded terrain. This is the only type of troop that can fire its weapons when it crosses rivers and that can be transported by air. Recon units are able to seek out the enemy from afar, and can also locate ambush sites. You can give the reconnaissance unit the order to advance more than once per turn, as long as you still have movement points. Once the reconnaissance sees the enemy, it automatically stops, and then it can move towards any direction. Reconnaissance is extremely important in an offensive, since it provides you full awareness about the presence of the enemy unit, thus making your attack more effective. This panel displays information about the enemy. As you get closer to the enemy, your troops receive an increasing amount of data. First, they will pinpoint the location of an unidentified unit. Then they will identify its type, and finally, they will obtain detailed information about it. The more you know about the enemy, the easier it is for you to attack it. Intelligence can be obtained faster during close combat with the enemy, or via joint observation of enemy positions by several units. Panzerwaffe is the basis of the Wehrmacht. Tanks are ideal for an offensive on an open terrain. Our tank forces have an advantage of tenacity and speed. Use them to quickly capture enemy positions, breach through the enemy defenses, pursue and annihilate him. Assaults in cities into positions of entrenched infantry forces will lead to high losses in tank units. Here you can view detailed information about your unit, its experience level, specifications, skills and special abilities, its strength, its ammo and fuel quantity, and its availability of additional weapons and vehicles. This is an enemy unit. If the intelligence level allows it, you can obtain comprehensive information about it by right-clicking on the mouse button. Artillery is the basis of the firepower of your troops. It can pave the way for maneuvering forces or weaken the enemy's attack through artillery fire support. Due to the long firing range of artillery, it can inflict damage on enemy units beyond the limits of their firing range. Use artillery barrage before assaulting enemy fortified positions. Remember though, artillery is vulnerable to ground and aerial attacks, so it needs to be protected. Aerial unit has sustained heavy. This unit is on the verge of defeat. Send the unit to the station that is connected by the railway to our primary depot in order for it to be reinforced. This unit has no ammo. Move it within the zone of action of the supply depot when you can resupply it. Rare echelon troops will deliver ammo to the units during the supply phase. This target is protected by anti-fire planes. Beware of the artillery fire that your troops may receive before an attack. You have captured an enemy supply depot. You can now use it to supply our troops. order to rearm, the aircraft has to land at an airfield. Our troops took control of Las Ventas. We got an important stronghold for the continuation of our offensive. Your aircraft is running out of fuel. You need to land on an airfield for refueling. The arsenal of Toledo has been captured. Our spies from the locals reported that the Republicans had recently left the area with a convoy of trucks full of weaponry. The column headed east towards the town of William Wallace. It's necessary to send our units there. Perhaps we'll be able to collect the trophies. Our aircraft may now use this airfield. As an officer, you must lead your troops from the forefront. Despite its low firepower, your headquarters is an extremely valuable unit on the battlefield. It is an effective command and control of troops that predetermines the outcome of the entire battle. As you pick up new administrative skills, you will be able to provide significant benefits to your units situated in the headquarters action zone. If the headquarters is lost, the whole operation will be considered as a failure. By placing anti-aircraft artillery next to the most important units and facilities, you will significantly reduce the threat of air attacks. Anti-tank artillery is effective against armored vehicles. Your best tactic.
The garrison is unblocked. General Franco's gratitude knows no boundaries. 200 prestige has been ordered.
Brunette is seized. We have captured the main transport junction. Enemy positions are protected by anti-tank guns. They're shooting at our armor. troops crossing water barriers are very vulnerable. You can either make sure there is no enemy nearby before they do, or provide protection for them during crossing. While in the water obstacle, all troops except infantry lose their fighting ability. Anti-aircraft artillery is a powerful and versatile weapon. Not only is it capable to shield your vulnerable facilities against air attacks, but it can also effectively combat ground targets. Large caliber anti-aircraft guns are also great for destroying tanks. Houses protect troops within their operational range. In the event of an enemy attack on our troops, they will respond with artillery fire to support them. Here's where we lost track of the Republican column. We could not figure out which direction they took from Villa Muelas. Our soldiers, however, found an abandoned truck full of British Vickers machine guns. The Republicans were in such a hurry that they did not have time to transfer them over to the other trucks. These weapons are now ours to use. Attacks on facilities that are covered by the enemy air defense units can cost you the loss of the air defense units. Our troops have captured the main supply depot of the Republican army. The Republicans have now no place to replenish their supplies. Madrid Airport is now under our control.
So, mein Herren, the actions of the Condor Legion in Spain convince me that my determination to follow the chosen course and strengthen the German power in every way possible was correct. Therefore, I decided to change the Chief of the General Staff. From now on, Lieutenant General Franz Halder will take the lead. He knows everything about
I think the Poles lost the future war even before it has begun. They stretched the units.
Panzerwaffe is an excellent tool for maneuvering warfare.